Reddit is focused on the people who aren't screwing you, not the people actually screwing you. If someone in the financial sector is screwing you, that person is likely far closer to home, such as your financial advisor, primarily through high fees on account management, annuities, and mutual fund expenses. Same thing with your local banker, real estate agent, and your car dealer. That's not to say all financial advisors or real estate agents are bad, though I have yet to meet a finance guy at a car dealership that hasn't made me want to heave. But hedge funds, the object of Reddit's furor, are generally not screwing you. To put it politely, you're not a big enough deal for them to try to screw. Their activities do not affect your life or finances on a day-to-day basis. And to the extent hedge funds screw people, they're screwing over other hedge funds and rich people. I could make another video on that if you guys want. And no, short-selling hedge funds were not the cause of the financial crisis. To give one example, remember the movie The Big Short? The protagonists were hedge fund managers, played by Steve Carell and Christian Bale, who were shorting. I could do an additional video on the financial crisis if you guys would like. Indeed, Michael Burry, the hedge fund manager portrayed by Christian Bale, was an early supporter of GameStop. But this is what he had to say recently on Twitter about what's going on. Nor is short selling unproductive. As The Big Short shows, hedge funds who short provide a positive benefit to society. It keeps the bullish spirits that create dangerous bubbles in check. Indeed, a major cause of the financial crisis was that there was no convenient way to short the housing market, causing home prices to skyrocket unsustainably. Short-selling hedge funds also help bring corporate wrongdoers to justice. Indeed, it was a hedge fund manager that tipped off Business Week that a little company called Enron was up to no good, which is why corrupt CEOs hate short sellers and try to scapegoat them at every opportunity. Shorting provides a dog the bounty hunter-like incentive for hedge funds to expose corporate wrongdoing. Indeed, some of the loudest critics of Uber and DoorDash's labor practices have been hedge fund managers. Now, what about Robinhood not allowing new people to buy shares of GameStop? Isn't that proof their hedge fund friends are screwing you over? Well, no. Robinhood has a perfectly valid reason to restrict trading on these securities: the law. They had to cease trading for regulatory and capital reasons. So much GameStop was bought using leverage. The online brokers began having regulatory and clearinghouse capitals issues. These brokerages began to restrict trading in these volatile stocks per their customer agreements so as to not violate their regulatory capital limits. This is the kind of regulation you want post-financial crisis. You want brokerages and banks to be well capitalized to prevent another financial crisis. So Reddit isn't helping to prevent a financial crisis. Instead, they're attacking people who weren't responsible for it and are fomenting a crisis on their own. Now, I know many of you watching this are Democrats, and I have a special message for you. As Jon Stewart would say, meet me on camera 3. Many of you rightly called out populist stupidity and anger when it was done by Donald Trump and those overtly aligned with him. But populist stupidity and misinformation on social media is populist stupidity and misinformation on social media. There are experts on financial markets just as there are experts on viruses or climate change. And can you find me an expert who thinks what Reddit is doing is good for individual investors? Look at the timestamp on this video. I guarantee you that most of the people following Reddit's advice are going to be hurt badly in the next month or so. Short squeezes cannot continue forever as you eventually run out of buyers. This is going to end badly for most of those who have invested their life savings on Reddit's advice. And I hope those truly responsible for this Ponzi scheme feel bad when that happens. And this is what Cuomo and Colbert and the rest of the media is missing. Most of these investors are going to get hurt badly. This isn't just fun and games about sticking it to the rich. Look, I'm a big believer in Reddit as a platform. I use Reddit myself, but they're vilifying those who do not deserve to be vilified, and the financial advice and misinformation they're giving ultimately is going to hurt far more people than it helps. Thank you, and take care of yourselves out there.